Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to go over the Works Cited page for paper number 2. And so the document we're going to be looking at is on COBRA in paper number 2 folder in the Writing the Paper subfolder, and we're going to take a look at this link right here. This link here, the Works Cited page assignment, it just explains what the assignment is. This goes into detail of how to write it as well as the formula to use. And then always don't forget you need those in-text citations. So here is that link to how to do those. If you forget how to do those, I created a video explaining this back in paper number 1. Feel free to go back and look at that. So creating the Works Cited page. Alright, let's review. So if you have one source, you're going to put Works Cited at the top of your page. So for this paper number 2, that's what we're going to do. You only need to use the book Born a Crime. Okay, so we're going to say Works Cited. Make sure everything is double spaced. Some of you did not have that with paper number 1 when you first turn in a Works Cited page. Make sure that your Works Cited list are having a hanging indent. Okay, some of you were able to do it. Some of you didn't do it when you first turned in your Works Cited in paper number 1. Make sure you get those fixed. Okay, Works Cited entries are going to be in alphabetical order. That does not include the A, and the. If that's what starts the citation, go to the next word. Titles, capitalization, capitalize all those important words. Remember how the date is supposed to be, and you're going to abbreviate all the months but May, June, and July. So below here, in the blue, is what you'll need for this citation. The last name, first name of the author, title of container, which is the title of the book. We're going to put in the city of publication, publisher, and publication date. So remember, your citation is giving your reader as much information about that source so that they can go out and find it. Now, you might see some citations that don't have a city of publication. There's certain reasons for that. You want to include the city if it's a book that was published before 1900. If the publisher has offices in more than one country, or if the publisher is unknown in America. And there's actually something tricky about the publisher of at least the hardcover for our book. And so here's just a note, I'm making this video. We're going to do this. It'll be really simple and easy. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up a Word document. We are going to change font size to 12. Font type to Times New Roman, and then we're going to double space. Alright, in the top, in the center, we're going to put Works Cited, no S. Alright, then we're going to go and left align. Now you don't have to enter a whole bunch, just start right there. Okay? Alrighty. There we go. You can see our formula. And just think of these like a math formula. You're just plugging in the information. Alright, so last name, first name. So last name is Noah, comma, space, Trevor, period. Title of container, as you can see, it's in italics. So we're going to go and italicize Born a Crime, followed by a period. Don't forget to go and unitalicize after that. Now, the city of publication and publisher, those can be found on the title page of your book. Okay, this information might be slightly different if you're using a paperback. Okay, so if you find the title page, it's usually after the first couple pages. The paperback might have some quotes about how great the book is at the beginning. The hardcover doesn't, but the paperback might, so you might still have to continue after that. But the title page that I'm looking at says Born a Crime, Stories from a South African Childhood. It's got a picture of Trevor and his mom and his name. Down at the bottom, it has the publisher and the city. So the city for the hardcover is New York. We're going to put a comma. The publisher is Spiegel and Grau, I think is how you pronounce that. Okay, now the thing is with this publisher, they are a division of Penguin Random House, and they actually ended. So they're no longer, they ended last year, so they're no longer in print. But if you can include the city and that, your reader will find that. And then if you turn the page to the back of the title page, you want to look at the copyright date. And for the hardcover, it is 2016. Paperback might be different. Okay? So if you have the hardcover, this is all you have to do for your works cited page and you are done. Okay? So this is an easy 10 points. If you have the paperback, it might be a little different. And if you're having trouble figuring it out, find the title page, take a picture of it, and email it to me, and I'll tell you what that information is. Take a picture of the back of the title page so I can show you what the copyright is. Now, you might see some citations for a book that has page numbers as well. That is if you're only using a specific portion, a specific part of that book. For us, we've read the whole book. We're using all of the information that's in here. So that's why we're not including page numbers, okay? Because all of our knowledge of Trevor Noah, what it means to be born a crime, came from this entire book, not just part of it. But if you had a book of essays and you were just looking at one of those essays, then you would add in more information here. So the title of the essay, the page numbers, things like that. Same thing if it was a chapter. But we're using a good majority of the book, so we're just going to keep it as simple as that. All right, so that is your works cited page for paper number 2. Now, you can choose to use up to 2 sources on your own if you like to. In this paper, it is not required. However, remember, if you want to use sources of your own, you've got to get them approved by me first. Okay, so before this works cited page is due, if you have sources you want to use, email them to me and get them approved. If you don't, you're going to lose a lot of points and you won't be happy. All right, follow the directions. All right, so that is your works cited page. Now, don't forget MLA in-text citation then. Remember the things that they talked about versus the signal phrases versus the parenthetical citations. So when you write this book, if you say Trevor Noah said blah, 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 you can then just put the page number in parentheses like that, okay? Because then we'll know you've already got the author's name in the sentence. We don't need that in the parenthetical citation. You will still put the page number though, okay? Even though we're not listing the page numbers on the works cited page, you're still going to use the page number here, okay? And if you don't say Trevor Noah in the sentence, then you'll put Noah, the page number, in the parenthetical citation. All right. I know some of this is a little complicated, so that's why it's important to work on this. When you get confused, when you get stuck, when you need feedback, please email me and let me know. All right. So that's it for your works cited page. Make sure that you get your works cited page in the outline turned in before 11:59 in the Dropbox on Wednesday, October 21st. And then remember the questions for all the chapters. Those worksheets are due Friday, October 23rd. All right. You guys stay safe, and I will talk to you later.